right here in front of the Lake County Juvenile Justice Court, and I'd like to tell you about a case called DeSanto versus Thomas. Case number 2015 CV 603. In this case, a Native American child was kidnapped from the state of Georgia, brought up here by his reprobate or drug addict, mentally ill mother, and appeared here at the Lake County Juvenile Court with assistance of the Jobs and Family Services. They fraudulently documented the fact that this child lives in Ohio. In fact, it doesn't. And since it's a Native American child, it turns out that Karen Lawson, that's in charge of this case, you'll find her in a lot of bars around here if you haven't met her before. She was actually served by U.S. Marshals on a case called DeSanto versus Thomas. Here's the case number 515-37, U.S. District Court, Georgia. The way the law reads is if you're a Native American child, you are to be returned to the tribe. They served the father that's in the state of Georgia, and he's a Native American and a sovereign citizen, and told him that he owes for child support. It turns out that he owns property here and the child is actually living there, but according to 25 USC 1901 and 2000 or 28 USC 1331 through 32 in Article 1, Section 2, Clause, and Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution as determined by the United States Supreme Court in Worcester versus Georgia, U.S. 515-1832, in the Cherokee Nation versus Georgia, in 30 U.S.C. 11-1833, the United States has long held that a child is to be returned to the tribal court. This Lake County judge, Karen Lawson, has absolutely no respect whatsoever for the rule of law, and in fact she has actually a documented history, and the documented history is actually of committed fraud is of a welfare queen that has 4 kids, and Job and Family Services and fraudulently documented that in the case called Pickering versus Coverstone versus Snares 13 SC 0105 thing. Karen Lawson again, what happens is all fathers are paying the same amount of child support whether you work or not. They're all being reimbursed for the same electric bill, same gas bill, same car payment, same rent for the house, and Karen Lawson is the one that caters to it. So men never get their children. They cater to welfare queens for the next generation of children, and the only time that Karen Lawson comes out of the woodwork is when Job and Family Services drops the balls and fails to investigate child abuse and other types of welfare fraud. So I suggest that the next time you appear in juvenile court, come into this court, watch how it's ran, watch how they belittle you, and if you're a father and you're defending yourself and you're indigent, they won't let you file a single document unless you pay. And that's in violation of a case called Bodie versus Connecticut, BODDIE versus Connecticut, 1971, that specifically says that an indigent person has a right to due process under equal protection of the law to access to the courts. That's not happening down here in Lake County, Ohio, and specifically not in the Juvenile Justice Center. Thank you.